Hello and welcome to this special broadcast on the night when once again Tamil Nadu is on a political cliffhanger, and that's because now the news has finally come that the Supreme Court is about to announce its verdict in the disproportionate assets case, whether or not it will find Sasikala guilty or acquit. That is the big question. And what has made this all the more uncertain is that now there is news that the two judges are actually going to be writing separate verdicts. That means that they could concur, they could both arrive at the same conclusion, guilty or acquitted, but through different routes, or they could differ. That could mean even further complications, because that means that the entire case gets referred to a higher bench, and that could take months, years. We simply don't know. So that's the kind of cliffhanger situation that we are in on this Monday night. Now, also at the same time, this was the day, or the night rather, when Sasikala actually landed up at the resort where all her MLAs are staying, and she's actually decided to stay overnight at the resort, almost as if to keep an eye on her flock before that crucial Supreme Court verdict tomorrow morning. Remember, she's not spent a single night at the resort along with the company of her MLAs, but she's chosen to do that tonight. She told her MLAs, in fact, I've come here with all my overnight clothes and this is where I intend to stay. But despite that, cracks continue to surface in the Sasikala camp, and more MLAs and more MPs continue to cross over. Just those pictures on the screen are going to show you very shortly the arrival of another MLA, another ADMK MLA and another AIADMK MP has crossed over to the Sasikala camp, to the Paneerselvam camp, I beg your pardon, increasing their numbers all the more. But of course, all this is just going to depend at the end of the day on that Supreme Court verdict. We have our special panel with us. Let me go straight across first to Mr. Navneet Krishnan, who is Senior MP Rajya Sabha from the AIADMK. Thank you for joining us. Also with us is Mukund Padmanabhan, editor of The Hindu. We'll have more voices on the show in just a second. Mr. Navneet Krishnan, I want to put to you first that is the reason why Sasikala is spending the night at the resort because she wants to literally keep an eye on the MLAs before the Supreme Court verdict. She's worried that there may be more cracks. Is it a sign of desperation?
No, that is not the reason.
Okay.
Because for the past 2 days,
What is the reason
she has
then?
been visiting the MLAs, those who are staying. No, there is no special reason.
Okay.
Because other MLAs are staying in the resort, she also wanted to stay along with the other MLAs. There is no special reason for that.
No, she wants to stay with the other MLAs, but why has she not done that until now? What has happened? I mean, clearly this is linked to tomorrow's Supreme Court verdict.
No. Because it is nothing to do with the Supreme Court verdict.
Okay.
She has already taken the decision and went to resort, and only while she was giving the interview, then the news came that it is going to be listed tomorrow morning.
That's the only reason.
She
Nothing
has taken
else.
the decision and proceeded to.
Nothing else. You're denying that this is not an attempt to keep a close eye on them. I'm also joined by Siddharth Luthra. He was representing.
No.
Okay. Let me just bring in Siddharth Luthra. He was representing the prosecution.
No,
he was representing Karnataka in the disproportionate assets case. We'll put those graphics up on the screen for you of the main charges against Sasikala in this particular case. Now, Siddharth, the core of this case was that Jayalalitha's wealth jumped almost 20 times in her first tenure as Chief Minister between 91 to 96, and that Sasikala and her relatives aided and abetted the use of that unaccounted wealth. Of course, they were later acquitted. That's the acquittal that's being challenged in court. But I want to ask you that just because Jayalalitha is no more, does that let Sasikala off the hook? Is there a technical reason that could help her?
No, Rajdeep, in fact, the charge for the non-public servants is conspiracy
Srinivasan,
with
Siddharth, but
corruption, and therefore that charge will survive.
Go ahead.
Today, there's been a conviction from the trial court, there's been an acquittal from the High Court, which is under challenge. Now, tomorrow's judgment will tell us which way it's going to go. If there is acquittal, then it's a different matter. But if there is a conviction, then the consequences under the law that's the constitution will kick in.
Yes.
And we all know that in 2013, in Lily Thomas, it's been made clear that now there is no period. The disqualification is immediate. There is no leeway.
There is absolutely no leeway, you say. I'm also joined by Mr. Pandirajan, Minister, Education Minister in this government, in the Tamil Nadu government, earlier with Sasikala, now with OPS. Mr. Pandirajan, now, we've seen Sasikala go and spend the night at the MLA resort, the night before the verdict. I was just asking Mr. Navneetha Krishnan, he says this is not a sign of desperation. This is not her attempt to ring fence her MLAs at the last possible minute. Is that the real reason you think? Because you still seem to be pulling MLAs to your side. One is just crossed over just like a very short time ago.
Yeah, the one who just came, Mr. S.S. Saravanan from Madurai South,
Yes.
who's MTech from IIT, and he just came in, and the way he came in, what he described is something which convinces us
Yes.
that the MLAs are put under huge duress. There are 3 rings of security, as they call, within courts, and people from a particular place in Tamil Nadu have been mobilized there.
Yes.
Our Chief Minister just had a review with the police chief, and as you would have seen, there's a new person appointed as the head of intelligence, and we are going to flesh out this whole group of people who are illegally confining the MLAs there.
You're saying
I think
important
all
things
this
here.
particular
You're saying
thing
that
you
you're
see-
saying, I want to
Yeah,
put this to Mr.
absolutely.
Navneetha Krishnan. You're saying
Sir,
number one, there are rings of security of outsiders at this resort. This is a description that your the MLA who's crossed over has given you.
Yeah.
And you're saying the Chief Minister has also
just
reviewed the
given.
security situation
Sir,
with the
I-
police chief. Mr. Navneetha Krishnan, respond
Sir.
to that. You've turned
Sir.
this resort into
Yeah.
some kind
Yes, sir. Yes,
of
sir.
luxury prison.
Fortress. That's right. Absolutely.
No.
Yeah.
Sir, I strongly deny it.
No, absolutely.
Today,
That's what
the
Mr.
police
Saravanan
has
just now
submitted a
came and
report to
told
the
us.
Let him respond. Let him respond, Mr. Navneetha
No,
Krishnan.
please don't interfere, sir. Sir, I strongly deny this allegation. It is totally false, incorrect. Because today, police has submitted a report to the High Court in a habeas corpus petition
Yes.
stating that the MLAs are staying on their own will. They are free.
Why do we not
There
have
is
access
no
to them? Why
compulsion
does the media,
or
Mr. Navneetha
there is no
Krishnan, why is the media not allowed access to them then?
Yes. No. Now the
Not only
media
allowed
has,
access, they were
has
pelted
been
with
allowed-
stones. Media has been pelted with stones. He
No,
knows
no,
that
no,
very
they are-
well. You saw the people who were pelting stones at the media, and media
Respond,
was doing
Respond,
a
Mr.
fasting
Navneetha
day.
Krishnan, because I want to show you the ground reality.
Sir, it is totally false, sir. You media people definitely find out the truth.
Okay,
because
let
it
us
is
show
an
you the
open
truth.
Resort. It
Let
is
us
not
show
a
you the
fortress.
truth. Let us show you what
Anybody
happened
can go,
today.
anybody
We
can
have a
come out.
ground report. Mr. Navneetha Krishnan, just a second. We have a ground report from just outside the resort. This is what happened when my colleague Harish tried to access the resort. Let's watch.
This is the only approach road towards the Golden Bay Resort. The resort almost is surrounded by backwaters, almost on 3 sides. So this is the only access road which has been blocked by for claiming to be party carders. Nobody is allowed. They had a scuffle with the media yesterday. They heckled few media persons last evening. That's the allegation as well. All of them saying that they have been asked not to allow anyone beyond this point. Sir, allow pandra, sir. Sir, ningal party workers, sir. Every sir, ning.
Party workers.
Sir, ningal inga stop pandra. Every permission, every or orders, every.
யாரையும் நாங்க ஸ்டாப் பண்ணல ஆல்ரெடி எல்லாருமே பர்மிஷன்
No, media, others stop pandra. Every permission.
பர்மிஷன் ஆல்ரெடி ஆல் ஆர் வெல்கம் ஆல் ஆர் வெல்கம்
Okay. Well, they are saying all are welcome, but definitely visuals and what we have witnessed over the past few days, in fact, is not the reality.
The police, just bystanders. Finally, a senior cop arrives.
asking you, sir, how are they restraining, sir? What authority will they have to restrain people?
They are also democratic.
No, but
They also
sir, even I have
to ask you question. You also have
no, but blocking someone's access is not democracy, right? How can you block roads, public roads? Public roads, sir, how can you block?
நான் பேசிட்டு இருக்கும்போது திருப்பி நான் எதுக்கு அப்புறம் பேசிட்டு ஏன் creating
Sir, I think the point is, how can randomly 5 people stand and block a public road, sir? That's the question.
Nobody block public road. You can go. Nobody.
Within minutes, the men go back to blocking the road. In fact, here the police can be seen standing next to them. Not just that, the only other access route also blocked.
In terms of location, the Golden Bay Resort is surrounded by this backwater on 3 sides, making sure that there's just one access road from where you can reach the resort. What we understand is that the locals who would use smaller boats or coracles to get into this water have been warned, asked not to venture in till they are told. That's to ensure that nobody gets a view of MLAs in the resort, and the only public road has already been blocked by AIADMK supporters. So essentially making sure nobody gets access to these MLAs. Well, some of us from the media contingent did try to get across to some boat and reach there, but then none of them wanted to get the boat here. That's the kind of security and fortress that this resort has been now converted into.
So the ADMK and the Tamil Nadu government keeps claiming that these MLAs are accessible, but as we've just seen, that's clearly not the case. As a further test of that claim, we're going to try and call these MLAs from this list of cell phone numbers that have been released by the OPS camp, and we'll see whether these numbers are picked up, or as the OPS camp alleges, that the phones of these MLAs have been confiscated or switched off. Okay, so this one has gone to voice message.
The number you have dialed is currently busy.
Okay, so clearly no answer
Try
there.
again later.
Miss Chandra Prabha from Srivalli.
The subscriber you have dialed is not reachable at the moment.
With Harish Upadhyay in Chennai, Srinivasan Jain and Manas Pratap Singh for NDTV.